is on fire as tension escalated between the citizens of Mozambique and police. Now, why did this happen? What are the historical backgrounds? How did it happen? And what are the foreign interests in Mozambique? These are the things that I'm going to look at in this presentation for today. Hello, I am Mahlet Ayele, your host at Connect Africa, bringing you the latest from the continent. Now, this escalation or the shooting happened in Mozambique yesterday, as when Mozambique has held an election on 9th of October, and the result is due on 24th of October. Now, during this, the government was releasing results, so the people did not accept the results, in which it is going to allow the ruling party to stay in power. So because of that, the opposition party has called a nationwide strike, and they were reacting to that. The police came and has shot. Actually, dozens of people have died, and two of them are the main opposition figure, and the lawyer of the opposition party called Podemos party. So this is what is happening as we speak in Mozambique. I would like to share with you some of the footage from Mozambique, that will allow us to see what is happening. Yeah, okay, let me just...
Olha, o Bernardo está aqui. Está aqui o meu presidente. O presidente está aqui. O presidente está aqui. Vamos juntar. Vamos cumprir. Não, vem isso aqui. Como presidente, não há confiança.
Now, as you can see, Venancio Mondlane is the leader of the opposition party of Podemos party, and he has, in this strike, has called also the press, and he was giving a press briefing, and the police came, and it has fired tear gas, and people have died. Actually, they also shot bullets, and actually one of the interviews said that he has seen one person has taken 11 bullets. So the undercovers and the police with police uniform, those are the people who have dispersed it, and including with killing of people. Why is this happening? It's because of the election that happened on 9th of October. The people are not accepting it. Now, what you have to know is this ruling party has stayed for 50 years in power in Mozambique. Now the people are saying enough is enough, so they want to see a different leadership. The ruling party, Frelimo, I think Frelimo, if I'm not mistaken, Frelimo, yeah, exactly. That is a party. Ever since this country has got independence, it has been in power, and this president, the one who's ruling now, is the fourth president, but the party has been the same party. Mozambique it was a colony of Portugal, one of the like 9 countries or 10 countries that Portugal have been colonizing in Africa, amongst Angola, Cape Verde, Guinea, Sao Tome and Principe. Then there's also part of Mauritania, and the Guineas as well, most of them, the islands of the Gulf of Guineas. So amongst this, Mozambique was also one of them, who was a colony of Mozambique, and it got its independence in 1975. Ever since that time, it was Frelimo party that has been in power. Now the opposition is rejecting this as the government, saying although the full result did not come on the 24th, but they have been releasing the numbers or the voting, the countings in each region in the country. This is, let me share with you, this is what they shared, and you can see that clearly most of, like almost in more than 90% of the vote in each region is taken by the ruling party, Frelimo party. So look, this is now, we have about like more than 10 regions here, and all of them are like 68.99%, 66.44%. You have 82%, 87% in a place called Gaza. By the way, there's a place called Gaza. There's also 78%. All of them are, around from 60% and above, showing that the ruling party is going to win. Now, the ruling party, Frelimo party, is there for 50 years, from 1975. The thing is that this is the fourth president, and he stayed in power from 2015. So most likely, this if he wins this election, then there will be it will be his third term for this specific president. But for the ruling party, then it will be more years, another 5 years in power. They do hold an election, but election does not mean this. Electoral democracy is very confusing. In fact, it hasn't. If I say that it has not been working for Africa, it's the right thing. I think I did not make any mistake. Yeah. Not all election is democratical, and also not all coups are bad. For coup d'etats are bad in African countries or in the world. Sometimes when these ruling parties are again and again staying in power for many years and decades, then the only option that is left for the people to remove them is by taking a coup d'etat. So that kind of thing, we cannot say it's bad, and as long as the military regime that's coming, who have done the coup d'etat, military or not, is serving to the interest of the people. That is, for example, we have the Sahel states like Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger. So obviously, even if this electoral democracy has been happening in Mozambique, but for 50 years in power, so people have their grievances. That's why you see all those people on the streets, opposing the results that has been released by the government. Now, in terms of accountability or transparency, for the 12 people that have died during this escalation or this shooting, the Electoral Commission of Mozambique has failed to comment, and the government has not said anything as well. So there is no one is taking accountability or responsibility for the lives that are lost simply because they are just on the street, unarmed people protesting the results. So that's what's happening. Now, I just want to brief you a bit also about foreign interests. Now, in Mozambique, there are insurgents that the government is fighting against. And to do that, I mean, you see a lot of parties taking into this fighting. For example, the forces from the Southern African Development Community, from SADC. So you have countries like Zimbabwe, South Africa, and others. But uniquely, we have Rwanda. Now, Rwanda's force have been there starting since 2021. Now, this is a very interesting because first of all, one note, I would like to make a note that a ruling party cannot stay for 50 years in a country. We haven't seen that Mozambique making a major development or something. So definitely there is a grievance, and they are enabled to stay in power because in their electoral, so-called electoral democracy or whatever, approval from the West, those who say that they are there to observe, is given like a green light. So, and they have interests as well, a lot of Western countries, including China, in Mozambique. They have businesses, but particularly for Rwanda, Rwanda is there because it is serving as an agent for France. France has a business there. It did not want to send its military. Mozambique was not its colony. So what did it use? It used the Rwanda force, the Rwandese force. And they are there. And probably also this, I'm going to read this for you. Look, bilateral deployment to Mozambique 2021. At the invitation of the host government, that's Mozambique, Rwanda deployed RDF, that's the Rwandan Defense Force, troops and smaller police contingent to the Cabo Delgado province of northern Mozambique in July 2021. The deployment followed a July 2021 attack by the insurgent group known as Islamic State Mozambique on Palma town in March that same year. Now, the attack was the culmination of a series of the Islamic State of Mozambique actions targeting towns in the province over the previous 12 months, indicative of the state's loss of control in the province, which led to the suspension of a nearby liquefied natural gas and LNG project led by French oil giant Total Energies. So the RDF is engaged immediately with the insurgents, with nearly 27 reported battle events between RDF and the Islamic State of Mozambique militants. Yes, they're fighting against them, but they are there specifically to safeguard, to look after the French business. So France wants Rwanda to stay there, and some other countries as well who have businesses with Mozambique. And an interesting thing is that this what proves is that we have observed recently Rwanda's force not only present in Mozambique, but also in Democratic Republic of Congo. That's why DRC's President Tshisekedi has walked out of the Francophone summit that's happened in Paris 2 weeks ago. So it's also not only the party itself wanting to stay, but there are foreign interests for the ruling party to stay because it's serving to the interest of this country. So you will not even hear this news in most of the mainstream media. So that by itself says a lot. Well, let us know in the comment section, what do you think of this? Do you think the ruling party has won really the election? If you are from Mozambique, please drop your comments. And what do you think of electoral democracy in general in Africa? share your view. Thank you very much again for tuning in. Please go ahead and subscribe to the channel, share the video with others, and give it a like if you find it informative enough. You can support us, which we would love to, through our PayPal account. You can find it in the description section. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.